Hey you guys, I'm back. Again, you will see my mug at the Members Only Live tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So some of you are not getting notifications at all for the lives. Some of you are getting them the day after. That is a form of shadow. That's a form of YouTube blocking my videos, my algorithm. That's what that is. And I've lost 20 subscribers, okay? I'd appreciate if people didn't come at me with, well, maybe that's because if you didn't see this or you didn't do that. Okay, this is how I operate my channel. I say it like it is, and I have to tell you, I don't say 95% of the things that I could say. But poking holes in things is not making it better for anybody. And leaving nasty comments in the comment section, it affects everyone. Okay, if you want to leave a nasty comment, email me so I can block your email. Thank you. You know how I get you guys? This is free, and I don't deserve that. So, nobody does. You go around other people's channels and do that? Or is it just me? Entertainment purposes only. Little housekeeping, you know how I get. Gotta be one in every bunch. Never fails. Don't be that one. So let's answer a few questions. Alright? Yes, guys. Answer a few questions. I'm going to use the yes-no cards for the questions. So the first question is earthquakes and how, and also California and the West Coast, will we have a major storm because of weather manipulation? No. Not because of weather manipulation, but let's see if you will have a major storm. Mother Earth is correcting herself, you guys. While our vibration is raising, her vibration is raising, and she's cleaning. She's cleaning house. Okay, she's making herself right. I know it's scary, because there's nothing we can do about it. But forewarned is forearmed. If you live in an area that gets storms, if you live in an area that gets earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, make sure you're prepared. All right, so let's see, will California, because I don't do the doom scrolling weather doom and gloom thing, but I will answer that question for you guys, okay? Will the West Coast have major storms, period, like devastating storms this year? Yes. I think there's going to be another earthquake, to be honest with you. Not necessarily. Let me see, is it going to be California itself? Let me see. Because I felt like the earthquake in the red country should have caused way more damage over here. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see, will the red country have another major earthquake that affects the United States? Yes. Okay, so be prepared, you guys. Unfortunately, you know, I'm just a messenger, right? Somebody asked and I answered. So, be prepared. I remember first time I moved to California when I was about 20. What would that have made it? It's 1883, 84, 85. Yeah, it's about 1985, and that huge earthquake. Me being sensitive and empathic and psychic and all that, I started to freak out like a week before it happened. And I was telling the person I was living with, I gotta go home. I gotta go back home. And I wasn't home 24 hours. And that huge earthquake hit. Can you imagine how the animals feel when that happens? Oh my goodness. Alright. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, somebody wants to know what happened when the French Copoly market was raided the day after the allegedly fake contest. Oh, we're picking up a new name for Humpty, by the way. The new code name is going to be Rump Roast, because I think the algorithms pick up on the same reference, the same code names over and over and over. So, and I'm also going to start looking into a different platform. Okay? I'll still be here. I'm not going nowhere. I'll still be here. But I need to expand a little bit. Okay, so I'm wondering, okay, what happened? Okay, so what Spirit Team is telling me happened with that Copoly thing is they've got him. They've got the guy that they arrested, or anybody. I mean, some of them were let go. Because they were offered deals. You give us this information, we'll let you walk, but you're not getting your money back. Can't have your money because you made it illegally. So that person, the main person, I can't remember their name, but I remember this vividly, that it was raided, and I remember that Spirit Team at the time said that he was being held in question. He was more like he was being debriefed. Okay, it was serious. They weren't just questioning him. They wanted to know everything. Give us everything or else. Which begs the question, and I know somebody's going to ask it, so I'll ask it for you. Why didn't they go after the Space Cadet? I don't think they gave up his name, to be honest with you. I think that they're doing a little bit of time. Or they did a little bit of time. Let's see. Did it mark somebody? I don't remember. Did they do time? Yes. Are they still being held under legal, due to legal means? No. Okay. No, Spirit Team says that did leave a money trail, and it wasn't that difficult. Ooh, sorry about that. It wasn't that difficult to track the money trail. Okay, so we did a reading about yesterday with the pendulum. Spirit Team gave us some names that are on the e-documents. Got to change that little code name to e-documents for now, we'll call it. Is Bush Jr. Mentioned in the e-documents? Yes. Is Reagan on the list? No. I didn't think so. Okay, and they want me to remind that just because someone is on that list, it does not necessarily mean that they partook of, I'm going to get guff for this. It doesn't mean that they partook of or even were aware of exactly what was going on. Okay. A lot of them were on the list, but a lot of them, a lot of them just left and never went back. Okay. Or they would come back a second time and see there were still a bunch of children there, and they'd be like, oh, okay, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Gotta run. That's called guilt by association. I'm sure there are many, many political and otherwise, people that met Epi. Doesn't mean they all engaged in the dirty, nasty things that he was doing. Okay, we already answered some of these. Somebody wants to know. Okay, I'm going to save this one question for a pendulum read. I don't know if I want to do that again. All right, someone wants to know which justices, on, members of SCOTUS are in the files. So we just did that yesterday, so give me a couple of videos and we'll redo some of that, okay? Anywho, so somebody wants to know if Blondie, blonde as in the blonde hair color, Blondie, was on the list or a victim, but we already read on that she was, she started out as a victim. Well, she was a victim. Yeah. And then she just kind of, what's the word I want? She capitulated. She just went with it. She didn't fight it. And we also read already that her brother, yes, is in the files. So I'm not going to read the rest of that question because it's going to take a pendulum. We'd have to spell out some actual names, okay? Then somebody says, did Humpty benefit financially from the Epi's goings on? Yeah, he's the one that suggested it to him. It was his idea. Okay, but let's ask this question. All right, we know it was Humpty's idea or Rump Roast's idea, right? So, but who found the girls in wherever they were from there? Who brought in the foreign women? Was that Epi? No, I didn't think so. They were telling me Rump Roast was the one that brought the chicks in. I mean, he already had connections because of something one of his family members did, like a brothel or something. He already had connections. Plus, he was already attached to he was already attached to Putt Putt. So, again, we read on this already where it was Humpty's Rump Roast idea. Yeah, it's going to take me a minute to acclimate to the new code word for him. So, we already read that it was Rump Roast's idea, and that it was like there was like an ultimatum. He told Epi do it or else, because Epi owed him money. Okay. And the thing with Rump Roast is if he does you any kind, if he opened the door, held a door for you, you would owe him something the rest of your life. That's how he is. That's how he thinks. So, Epi owed him money, and Rump Roast said, do it or don't. But if you don't, it's going to be a problem for you. Okay? Because I noticed during those recorded audios of Rump Roast and Epi pretty much stayed quiet. He responded a little bit, and he kind of responded with a question. Oh, so this and that and the other? You see? And that felt kind of like he was up to something. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it was the recordings themselves. Maybe Rump Roast didn't realize he was being recorded. I mean, that could be it. So, anywho. Did Rump Roast meet his current spouse, which they're not married, by the way. And no, you're not going to hear about that either. She asked for a divorce a long time ago. And she knows how to handle him. But did he meet her through Epi? I'm getting a not directly through Epi. I mean, she was part of that situation with the not of age females. She was part of. I think she might have been a groomer, to be honest with you. Somebody mentioned groomers, and that resonated. I think she might have been a groomer. She was very young herself, but she was for sale in her country. And I just can't remember the country names today. I'm just not there right now. But y'all know what country she came from. And don't come to me as soon as I'm done recording, because that's how that works. Never while I'm recording. Okay, so Humpty meet. Yeah, so in a way, yes, but Humpty had her brought over here. She was introduced by somebody prominent from a foreign country, and I think it might have been Putt Putt. And I could be wrong about that too. Was it Putt Putt that introduced Rump Roast to his alleged current wife? No. Okay. I think it was somebody from, was it somebody from her country? No. Got another one under there. What does it say? 2 no's. Okay. Now I'm going to ask an offhand question. Was it somebody from Bolivia? So now I don't know. Was it somebody from Bolivia? No. Okay. I guess that answers that question. Let me shuffle these up. So yes, Brad Bondi, this was a repeat. Yes, Brad Bondi is on the list, on the documents. Next, we have, are there any women besides? So we're going to have to do a pendulum read on the SCOTUS names that are on those documents, and we're going to have to do a pendulum read on any other women besides Ghislaine. All right, here's a question. So yesterday when Spirit Team came up with those names, one was Renard. Somebody said, is it Alex Renard? And I think I researched that, and that resonated. Let's see. Well, let me shuffle these properly. Was the Renard that was mentioned yesterday during our pendulum read Alex Renard? That doesn't count. There's like 12 of them. Okay. I only pulled the one that sticks to my fingers. Okay, no. That's not, I mean, I've heard that name all over the place, so it's not like it's not super common, but it's not unheard of either, that name. Okay, do I think, someone wants to know if I think Jeffries will be the president while behind the scenes are cleaning up the mess. No, I don't. Let's ask the cards, though. That could be my biased opinion, because remember, I have that love-hate relationship, because he's a flip-flopper. Somebody mentioned that Cory Booker was too, and I agree with that. I noticed that. He put out that, what was that, a 26-hour speech, 25-hour speech, and then he flipped. The next month he was supporting something that should not have been supported. Is H. Jeffries going to be president when Humpty's removed? Really? Yeah, I'm having a hard time with that. Let me be more specific. All right. Will H. Jeffries be president immediately after J.D. Vance is removed? Okay. I just don't want to hear it because I don't like him, honestly. So will he be president? I'm sorry, that doesn't ring true. It has nothing to do with my bias. That doesn't ring true, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. Will there be a president at all when Rump Roast and Rufus are out of office? Immediately after. No. No. So that might mean, the yes might mean that he would be maybe the next choice, but it's not going to happen. Because there's not going to be a president right then. Okay, there's 30 yeses and 30 nos and 3 blanks. Two no's and 3 yeses. Will H. Jeffries ever be president? Now they're saying no, so I'm confused. So I think what we're going to do here, I think we lost the energy somewhere with the yes/no cards, and it's very confusing. Let's talk to the pendulum real quick. Front to back is yes, side to side is no. All right, here we go with this. Spirit team. Thank you. Clear and center, please. Thank you. Will Hakeem Jeffries move into the presidential seat immediately after JDV is gone? It has been removed. See, no. No. I think I just lost the energy with the cards is all. It happens. I have to supercharge those bad boys. All right, thank you, Spirit Team. All right, so that's it. So the next video will be Channel of Someone. And I'll go back and do another pendulum check. This is it. I'm not going to keep pendulum checking names that are on those e-documents, okay? Because people will get sick of it. We'll ask about, well, I already asked about that. We'll ask about, here we go, SCOTUS names. Rump Roast previous VP. Oh, you mean Pets? I'm gonna ask, nah, I'll save it. Then see, because I'm looking forward to the pendulum saying no. We'll see. Again, I could be wrong. I mean, honestly, he stood up to Rump Roast, so I have more respect for him. Not a lot, but I have more respect for him than pretty much anybody else in that regime. At least he stood up to him. Put his own life in danger to do it. All right, you guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening to me talk crap. But again, sometimes I have to clean house like that, okay? And sometimes if you get nasty with me, I get nasty right back after I've just had enough, okay? It takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to get to that point. So, that's that. And by the way, I'm not complaining. I am stating facts. I will see you guys later tonight. Much love, many blessings. See you in the funny papers.